What's up everyone, Klaux here, and today I'll be reviewing every single level in the Fire Gauntlet. I didn't use practice mode in any of the levels to really spot bad transitions and gameplay inconsistencies, and I'll be analyzing the levels in 3 divisions: the visuals, the theming, and the gameplay. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The first level to be reviewed is Outer Space, so let's start off by talking about its visuals, which are just generic and pretty forgettable if you ask me. And don't even get me started on the overall emptiness of the level. I mean, it clearly hasn't aged well, and that's what also happened to most levels on this gauntlet. However, the weakest point of this level is definitely its theming, and to prove that, all I gotta do is ask one simple question: where the fuck is the fire? Like, isn't the Fire Gauntlet supposed to have fire levels in it? I don't know about you, but I personally can't look at Outer Space and say it's a fire themed level, cause it's simply not, and it doesn't fit in the gauntlet at all. But it's on the gameplay that this level really shines with its good sync and fair transitions. Also, I haven't noticed any gameplay bug or anything like that, so good job. Outer Space has undeniably solid gameplay. The only issue I have is this boring transition, but I'd give this level a 7 out of 10, play it if you can. Moving on to Overture, I still find the visuals really empty, and even more so than those of Outer Space, and that's, as I call it, the curse of 2.0 levels, as most of them share this empty, generic style that, as I said before, didn't age well at all, looking bland nowadays. The theming is really out of the gauntlet's main idea, the fire, and once again may I ask, where the fuck is the fire on this level? I really can't figure out what went into RobTop's mind that made him go, hey, this level will fit well in the Fire Gauntlet. And gameplay wise, Overture is also worse than Outer Space, and I say that because its gameplay has bugs that are out of the player's control, like this one that randomly kills you at 32%, which is really unpleasant. But it doesn't end there, as this level also has some shitty transitions like this one at 22%, which will kill if you press the slightest in the ship section. To top it all off, we also have one of those lazy transitions in the beginning of the level, so I'd say that gameplay is Overture's weakest point. Honestly, this level has boring visuals, generic theming, and horrid gameplay, so I'd say it's the worst in this gauntlet, and I give it a 4 out of 10, avoid this one, man. The next level to be reviewed is First Race, which is visually like the 2 previous levels, except it's less empty, and I'd say it's a little more polished in the visual aspect, but not in the last UFO part, which is almost a layout due to the extreme lack of detail. First Race is not visually stunning, as you might have noticed, but I'd say that its theming is not entirely bad, although it's a generic level. I mainly like the fact that some sections use warm colors such as red to resemble a fire-ish theme, but maybe the red sections were just a coincidence and First Race was never supposed to be in the Fire Gauntlet, cause after those red sections the level just goes back to being completely generic and colorful, which I despise. When it comes to gameplay, this level doesn't have anything remarkable except for the sync, which is kinda good, and there's nothing exactly bad about it either. I'd say it has decent gameplay, with an overall score of 6 out of 10, rushed endings are something I'll never understand. Then we have Shock, a decent level that ain't perfect. Visually speaking, it's an okay looking level, although it can get messy at times with all these air decals like lasers, balls, arrows, and clouds in the same section. However, I gotta say that Shock keeps its visuals consistent all the way through, never dropping the ball even at the end, unlike First Race for example. The theming here is kinda generic and meh, and you already know what I'm about to say in this segment. Where in the hell is the fire on this goddamn level? I've given up on finding a fire level in the Fire Gauntlet at this point, so let's just talk about the gameplay already. The gameplay kinda sucks, with unpredictable transitions like at 64%, where the stupid come on text shows up and then the level just throws you in an untelegraphed UFO section, and if you don't react and click the screen in less than a second you're screwed, unless you play through the practice mode. Then there's this outrageous part near the end of the level, when you're only playing with the ship when suddenly a ridiculous LOL text shows up and the level throws you at another section without any telegraphs. And guess what? The ship requires you to click a lot to fly through the obstacles properly, so when you go into this fucking cube section, you were already clicking to fly, and that makes you jump and waste an attempt at 87%, which is fucking annoying and ridiculous. 5 out of 10, wouldn't play it again. Last but not least, we have the prettiest level on this gauntlet, Magmatic Sanctuary. It's visually decent, and I'd say the color schemes used always go well with each other. That said, it is still a bit empty, as most 2.0 levels are. Talking about theming, it's the best themed level of them all, and I can finally rest in peace cause a Fire Gauntlet level is fire themed. How crazy is that? The lava blocks, fire colors and overall ambience make Magmatic Sanctuary a really nice fire themed level that actually fits the Fire Gauntlet perfectly. However, its gameplay has some issues, like this automatic section being buggy and killing you for no reason at times. It happened twice to me and it's a real problem. but other than that, the gameplay feels fair, with readable telegraphs and good sync. I also like the fact that this auto section here is not entirely non-interactive, as you gotta click on that orb to proceed. I kinda disliked this part where the speed keeps changing when I was first learning how to play it, but after learning it, I feel like it's a fair challenge and all I had to do was to beat it. 8 out of 10, this gauntlet has fire every now and then. What about you? What's your favorite level from this gauntlet? Tell me in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and turn the bell on to not miss any future uploads, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!